Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up, we have the results of the Drake Relays, but first, today's top stories. Opera Iowa visited Washington High School to offer workshops for elementary and high school students in the district, culminating in an affordable performance of Beauty and the Beast in the high school's Performing Arts Center. The workshops included a master class for high school choir students and workshops for 4th and 5th grade students from St. James School and Lincoln music teacher Julie Hill's class. Students learned about different styles of opera, vocal parts, and languages in which opera is performed. The students were also given an overview of the technical components of singing and dramatic interpretation. The Opera Iowa troupe then invited the 2nd through 5th grade students to a performance of Sid the Serpent, Who Wanted to Sing, which was designed to engage the students. Later that evening, the troupe performed Beauty and the Beast on a simple traveling stage, accompanied by a grand piano played by Opera Iowa music director Dura Jun. Iowa Wesleyan University recently held its final awards day ceremony honoring outstanding students and faculty and staff at the University Chapel. During the ceremony, the university bestowed 30 student awards and 4 faculty/staff awards. Graduating senior Ella Francis from New London received the President's Award, which is known as the most prestigious student award. Francis, who served as the 2022-23 student body president, was also recognized as the Nursing Student of the Year for her exceptional leadership, involvement in on-campus organizations and committees, as well as her dedication to patient care. Faith Younes from Bonnie Lake, Washington, was awarded the Tiger Spirit Award for her positive attitude, sportsmanship, and pride in the university, while Caroline Stratton from Dubuque received the Student Leader of the Year Award for exemplifying outstanding leadership and service. The university also recognized the Mount Pleasant Rec Center for their support of students with their internship program and presented staff and faculty awards. County supervisors in Washington approved an amendment to the fiscal year 2023 budget during a regular meeting at the Washington County Courthouse. The routine vote is held each year to correct over allocations and under allocations in the budget, which is planned up to 18 months in advance. State law prohibits local government departments from exceeding their allocated expenditures at the end of a fiscal year. The biggest adjustments to the budget were made to the ambulance department, roads, and the sheriff's office. The supervisors also completed the second public hearing on the budget for next fiscal year and gave a final stamp of approval on pay scales for elected officials. Decision makers expressed frustration over state-level decisions that lowered county revenue from slow-growing property valuations and the recent tax exemption of utility transmission line infrastructure, which generated around $9 million in fiscal year 2020 for Washington County. Iowa Works will be offering office hours in Mount Pleasant every Wednesday for the month of May due to the recent closures of West Liberty Foods and Iowa Wesleyan University. The temporary office will provide the same services as every other Iowa Works center, including career counseling, job search skills development, assistance with unemployment insurance claims, and more. According to Iowa Works Operations Supervisor Tim Snyder, the local community may have an extraordinary need for their services based on the recent closures of 2 major businesses in a short period of time. The office hours will be held at the Mount Pleasant Chamber of Commerce office on South Main Street from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. every Wednesday in May, and Snyder encourages anyone who could benefit from these services to stop in. The Washington Middle School 7th and 8th grade band attended the SEBA Large Group Concert, receiving a Division I rating after performing March Phantasma, Salvation is Created, and Not Alone for 3 educators. The judges gave the band written and verbal comments and scores, with 2 of them offering a short clinic to the band. The band scored 25, 28, and 31 out of a possible 35, with Division I being the 3rd highest score they could receive. The event provides a way for the students to gain new ideas and views and to identify areas for improvement. Director Craig McClellan was proud of the performance and impressed by the final piece. The band's participation was an excellent opportunity to showcase their talents and work towards further growth. The New London Community School District is offering support for students after a death of a 1st grade student. Keegan Miller was supposed to go on a school field trip, but instead died suddenly. A GoFundMe page has been created to help his family with funeral expenses. The school district has partnered with the Great Prairie AEA Crisis Response Team to provide support for the students, and counselors are available for students and families. The district encourages parents to maintain daily routines and be available for their students to discuss the events and their feelings. They also encourage parents to watch for changes in behavior and to contact a school counselor if needed. Keegan's cousin described him as the sweetest kid she knew and a family miracle. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the weather and sports.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
Bring the kids and share the memories from steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Maybe your memories are of great food from the North Village to the Log Village, or going to one of the amazing concerts. This is the place where memories are made. Make plans now to enjoy the history of the past at the 2023 Midwest Old Thrashers Reunion, August 31st through September 4th in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthrashers.com for more details. Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up, your 5-day forecast, but first, obituaries. Floyd Leo Witzenauer of Fort Madison passed away on April 26th at the age of 96. A celebration of life will be held at a later date. Schmidt's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Penelope Constantine Bryant of Fairfield passed away on April 24th at the age of 100. A visitation for family and friends will be from 5 to 7 p.m. May 3rd at Benner Funeral Home. Norman Eugene Mera of Prescott Valley, Arizona passed away on November 9th, 2022 at the age of 79. A graveside service will be held at 10 a.m. May 6th at Aspen Grove Cemetery in Burlington. Dolores May Newland of Lincoln, Nebraska passed away on April 18th at the age of 88. Her ashes were placed alongside her parents in Evergreen Cemetery. That was obituaries. It is now time for your 5-day forecast. Today has been windy with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 59. Temperatures will start to rise tomorrow with a high of 64 and mostly sunny skies. On Wednesday, it will remain mostly sunny and the high will be 73. The wind will also start to die down. On Thursday, it'll be mostly sunny yet again with a high of 75. And finally on Friday, it'll be 70 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at sports.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Farm Bureau agents Tony Starr and Mike Welcher in Mount Pleasant today.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports. Several Union area athletes were up in Des Moines at the Drake Relays. The event took place over 3 days and featured athletes from both big and small schools. For the sake of brevity, we will only be focusing on the big schools on this episode, but the full stories from each day can be found at the southeastiowaunion.com. On Thursday, Washington's Braden Hartman and Mount Pleasant's Isaac Gerald both took part in the shot put, and Hartman brought home a top 10 finish. Hartman threw 53 feet 8 inches to take 8th place in the boys' shot put competition. Gerald finished 23rd, throwing 48 feet and a half inches. On Friday, Washington freshman Josh Anderson took 4th in the wheelchair 400, crossing the tape in 1 minute and 19.39 seconds. Anderson wasn't the only demon to take one lap around the track on Friday. Two-time defending Class 3A 400-meter dash champion Elijah Morris took his shot at a Drake title later in the evening. Morris, who hasn't run in a meet for over a month due to a lower body injury, nearly won the race, getting edge of the line by Mount Ayers Rice Reynolds. Instead, he had to settle for a second-place finish in 48.52 seconds. Morris says he hopes to get back in the type of shape he needs to be to compete for state titles in the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, and the 400-meter dash in May. The Union area had a preliminary competitor in the 110-meter high hurdles on Friday morning. Mount Pleasant's Will Davidson ran in the finals a couple hours later. Davidson qualified 5th in 14.52 seconds. In the finals, he crossed the line in 4th, a new personal best at the Drake Relays, in a time of 14.52 seconds. In the preliminaries on Saturday, Mount Pleasant's quartet of Mason Slout, Will Davidson, Peyton Coleman, and Avon Trung finished in 6th, 65th in 44.8 seconds, as well as Washington's Ethan Patterson, Aiden Ullin, Cameron Vompagna, and Austin Riebling, who took 85th in 45.71 seconds. On the girls' side, Mount Pleasant's Courtney Robb, Bailey Jalis, Tristan Scholl, and Andy Scott placed 51st in 51.69 seconds. Also running on Saturday was Mount Pleasant's Will Davidson. He ran the 400-meter hurdles after taking 4th in the 100-meter highs. In the 110-meter highs, a little rain made for a slippery track, one that got more so for Davidson and other members of the second and final heat. Davidson ended up finishing 9th, crossing the line in 55.02 seconds. That was the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your news break.